Welcome to Didedi's Crafty Corner. My name is Diane and I'm so glad you stopped by. Today we're going to be using the It's School Time 6x6 paper pad and the Not Too Shabby's Just a Little Note stamp set. Both of these items were released in the July Box of the Month Club called Fresh and New. And today we're going to be making a 12 by 12 photo page for an album. I don't know why that wouldn't come out. I've chosen papers from the It's School Time paper pad. I've pre-chosen all this and I'm doing a voiceover because it's just too loud in my house to be filming for you guys with the children here. So I'm going to do a voiceover in the evening, but the paper pad is super adorable. I've chosen some purple and pink pages because this 12 by 12 is going to be for the princess and her favorite colors are purple and pink. Now I've already stamped the images out. They stamped out beautifully, and the papers that I've chosen I think will go along good with the star theme that I have in mind for the background when I'm all done. So I've chosen I think 4 or 5 different papers, and I've cut them out, some of them to be the standard layer for a card base, and some of them are going to pair up with a picture frame. This is probably one of my favorite pages in there. I love all the little tools, the crayons and the pencils. It's so adorable. I only use the bows from that piece. I cut the bows out and I cut a couple of the crayons out. This is another piece you'll be seeing later. I love this one as well. I love the whole theme, the math theme and the planet. I think it is just so cool. But the stamp set steals the show. When I saw this stamp when I first got my kit, I knew I was going to use it for this project. I will be using School Vibes as one of my sentiments and Have a Mice Day as the second one, which is just a totally cute sentiment. All right, I've already colored all of my images off camera. This is just going to speed things up because, guys, I am a slow colorer. I've said this before. I'll be happy to do things for you later to show you things if you're interested, but for these videos I'm going to color off camera. I did this all in bright, vibrant pinks, yellows, and purples, which should just suit a 6-year-old just fine. Okay. So my little princess was in 1st grade last year. Oh, by the way, I cut out all of these images on my brother's scanning cut. It did a wonderful job, didn't it? Kudos, right? I love it. So I've cut them all out. I got them colored. They're ready to go. We can go ahead and start the process. So I've chosen a piece of purple 12 by 12 paper. And it's a graduated color, right, from dark to light. I've got it upside down right now for some reason. I don't know why. And then I've cut out some panels that are the same size, 2 panels that are the exact same size as a card front. And I'm going to be placing those wonky like that. We'll be trimming them off later. I like that look. I like the look of cutting things off on the edge. And now I've added my It's School Time papers on there, and the 2 on the bottom are going to have my images, and the 2 that are candy quartered, the big ones, the light purples and the dark purples. Those 2 are going to, the dark purples are going to be holding the photograph. So I'm putting the frame in, leaving the top open, of course, so I can insert the picture. Unfortunately, I will not be sharing the grandchildren's photographs here on YouTube or on Facebook, so you're not going to get to see the full project finished, but it's going to be super cute. It's just going to hold one of those little wallet size pictures. This is where I've noticed that I had it upside down. I wanted the dark on the top and the light on the bottom. Still got it all together, and that shiny little piece, here's where I cut out the bows. And one's going to go on the top of one of the picture frames and one's going to go on the bottom of the other frame. And then I added that number 1 star and 2 of the crayons to the other side because she was in 1st grade and she is number 1. I mean, there's no other reason, right? So that was super cute. Like I said, when I saw the stamp set, I knew exactly what would be happening. So I cut out the letters and first with small letters and grade with larger letters. I'm not going to make you sit through me doing that, but I cut it out with white cardstock and then the purple paper that matches from the pad. It came in the pad. And I'm gluing them just a little bit wonky on the bottom. This is for a child, and first grade is still considered very young. They're trying to grow up fast, but trying to keep them young. So I wanted this to be a little bit wonky and not even. Now, when she sees it, she'll be upset that it is wonky and not even, but I made it. I go with my own rules. All right. So now we've got our sections where we can put in the pictures, and it looks super good. So it's time to start adding some stuff. This little piece of white cardstock, which is going to sit on top of that glittery looking cardstock, is actually going to be my note paper for writing notes about this year. And my idea here was to make it look like a piece of sheet notebook paper, but using stars. That's my theme. Stars for the punches. And thank you, Heidi, for that punch. It is so old and she gifted it to me. And then I'm going to draw in my lines. This turned out to be such a cute little sheet of paper. It was adorable and easy to do. I just drew out the lines. I didn't so much measure them up and down, but I used my T ruler to make sure the lines were kind of straight. That was just so my writing would look pretty good at the end. All right. So I'm going to glue that on just to the center of that really pretty glittery looking paper. It's not really glitter, it just kind of looks like it. And then I'm going to add the pencil. There was a little pencil in this set that I colored up. Am I doing that now? I'm getting scissors down for some reason. I guess to cut the edges. There's the bow on the other one. So that's my little bow on the bottom. And then we're going to be putting one of the images down there as well. And that is going to be the little image with the pink pen. Oh, so there's the purple pen. The little purple pen with the star I thought would look so cute on that little piece of paper, that little piece of notebook paper, right? I thought it would just fit in perfectly, and it did. And this little mouse gets to be on the bottom of one of the pictures of the princess, and I fool around with it for just a second. I'm trying to remember what picture's going in there, so where I should place it, left, right, you know the routine. So I get that placed down. It's just glued with normal glue, and this will fit inside of my sleeve. And then my other two characters that I colored up are going to go on the sheets that are bigger. These are, pretty big stamps, and I thought this would be perfect for this. I switched that up for a second because when I colored that stamp right there, I thought it was going to go on a piece of dark purple paper and the other one would go on the light purple paper. And that's why my brain told me for a second there I had done something wrong, but I hadn't. So I colored the little images in the cup. I thought the little mouse with the cup would be perfect to say, "Have a nice day," because it's kind of sticking out of the cup. Right? He's kind of peeking out of the cup looking at everybody. And then I like to cut things off, hang things over the edge and cut things off and make it look more, have it look more interesting, right? So those two big ones I had cut off on the sides and on the top to make it look like it stopped and started in different ways. Okay. Now I am going to do my sentiments. Now, if there were any place at all that I were going to mess this up, that it was going to happen, it was going to be right here. And let me tell you, I was sweating all the way through this. I knew for sure I was going to have to do a piece of paper over it to do the sentiment. And I was praying I didn't have to. And I was so nervous. So I'm conditioning the stamp because I haven't stamped it out yet. None of these had been stamped out prior to this. This was my first stampings, and that's not normal for me. I normally stamp it all out one time first, but here we go. And guess what? I'm sweating it. But it was perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the other one, the Have a Nice Day. And now I'm going to tell you my technique for stamping. And it's not anything brilliantly new or hasn't been tried before, but it's what works for me. I get enough ink on there that it'll stamp. I put it down. I let the ink rest on the paper for a good 30 seconds or more. And I take a deep breath. And that way I'm ensured when I pull it up, I'm not being clumsy and drop it back down again. And it works every time. Absolutely beautiful font on these stamps. The font and the words are just beautiful, and they just did gorgeous. Now for the bells and whistles on this, I'm going to add some gems. And for my gems, I'm using the Pink and Main gems. They came out a few years ago. I did get them from the Not Too Shabby shop, and it will literally take me my lifetime and the princess's lifetime, and probably her princess's lifetime, to go through all these. There's just so many of them. I don't think I will ever use them. They might get spilled out and get thrown out, but I'll never use them, that's for sure. But they're beautiful. So I use the little pinky peach ones on the light color, on the purple color, on the light purple color and dark purple color. And then I'm going to add the yellow ones in the middle of the stars. I didn't do a lot of definition in the stars. I think I show you a close-up at the end, but I did originally add a little bit of an orange glow to the middle of the star, and I'm covering it up now, so I didn't even have to waste my time with that. But I thought since I had these out, the yellow would look really cute in those stars, and it does. It makes it super sparkly, adds a little something, and it was very pretty. So I added the yellow to all of the stars, including the one right there on the little pin. Any place that I thought it would fit, that's what I did. And then I used the purples on the middle of the bows, and that is so cute. Absolutely adorable, those little gems were. Now what you're not going to be seeing off screen that I'm going to do, but I'll show you a picture at the end, is I wanted to get everything placed down, and then I wanted to randomly use a stencil and my white pigment ink and get all my stars on the background, because I wanted some of those stars to fluctuate over onto the panel. And then I also used some white paint, and I did some splatters. So you're going to be seeing that coming up in the final photograph. What am I showing you here? I think that was just a close-up maybe. Here is the actual finished project. So as you can see, there are stars in the background. They almost kind of look grayish purple even though it was done with the white pigment paint. And you can see that the little, how cute are those sentiments and critters? They are adorable, absolutely adorable. And the white, I took my white paint and I did what everybody does. I added some water, and then I used a toothbrush and I just flicked white over it. And as you'll be able to see, possibly, you'll be able to see the stars actually go onto the cardstock as well as on the paper. And some of them are, a little smished, and then the white spots go all over it. And it turned out so much better adding those stars. But I didn't want to do it all over the entire paper before I started, because I knew I wouldn't make it random. I knew that I would make it more uniform looking, and I really wanted it to be very random. And by having to turn that stencil to fit in all those areas, I was able to get that random look that I was looking for. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of this video. I think I just show you a close-up of that Have a Nice Day. I just think it's so cute. The little mouse on the bottom that says school vibes as well. I love the school vibe sentiment, and the Have a Nice Day sentiment, but all the sentiments in this set were super cute. So again, this was part of the Not Too Shabby's Fresh and New Box of the Month that came out the 1st of July. And I look forward to seeing what's coming up on the 1st of August, which is right around the corner. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!